Hi, this is Kate. In this video, I'll show you what is in Settings tab. In this tab, you can configure signal settings for both outputs of your generator, create and save your own custom waveforms, schedule the generator's runtimes, and make other settings affecting the delivery and application of your program. Let's check the signal settings here. You can change settings of both out1 and out2. Duty cycle here. Only one waveform can have a duty cycle, is the plain square wave. For a square wave, it's best left at 50 until you know more about the subject, and it's for techies. Amplitude, also known as voltage. Values of 14 to 20 are needed for contact mode, while remote mode will work with almost any value, but most people use 4 to 10 volts. Offset, this is for techie too. There are three kinds of values: 0%, 100%, and minus 100%. And 0% is Spooky 2's normal mode. 100%, Dr. Howard Clark specified 100% offset for all her programs. Values of minus 100% are used for Spooky 2 Cold Laser, and Spooky Central requires 100%. Phase angle, this requires both outputs. For now, it's useful when driving an external device that can mix both signals. It's for techies too. Apply Hertz gate here. It is for gating. Gating abruptly turns the signal off and on repeatedly. Each time this happens, it generates many additional related harmonics, making the signal more powerful. A value of 4 will apply gating 4 times a second, and tick the output boxes. You can choose gate on out1 or gate on out2. This is a wobble pane. The wobbles set here will run throughout the treatment. Amplitude wobble and frequency wobble both offer controlled variation in the values of signal amplitude or frequency. Amplitude wobble is used for keeping pathogens off balance by changing the power constantly, and it also provides a hammering effect. Frequency wobble varies the frequency constantly to cover pathogen mutations and prevents them from becoming adapted to steady frequencies. The waveform here, they dictate the shape of how the variation will be applied over time. The percent here, this prescribes the intensity with which the wobble is applied, and 1% is good for frequency, while larger values are more useful for amplitude. Wobbles are not applied in a smooth, continuous way. The value in the steps changes jump from one single discrete value to the next, and steps tell Spooky 2 how many jumps should be inserted along the trajectory. Harmonic wobble, these apply to frequency only since voltage can have no harmonics. For more details, please check the user guide. The schedule pane, you can set generator runtimes here. Run between. You can use the first menu to set the start time for this generator, and the second menu to schedule a hot. To disable scheduling, you can set both menus to the same time like this. Start in days, hours, minutes. You can delay a generator's start here. There would be a countdown if you start the program. Run for hours. Here you can set this generator to run for the number of hours you desire, and this setting will override any repeat sequence settings already entered. This setting will override any repeat sequence settings. Contact mode options. These controls allow you to make contact mode a more comfortable experience. amplitude ramp here. Set the number of seconds it will take Spooky 2 starting from 0 to reach the voltage you set, and tick up to apply the ramp to the start of every frequency, and down to ramp down at the end. Reduce amplitude smaller than kHz, because low frequencies can make people uncomfortable. This control allows you to lower the voltage for all frequencies lower than the kHz you set, and 10 kHz is the default. However, the threshold at which discomfort sets in is different for everyone. You can experiment to find your own threshold by lowering the value about 1 kHz at a time until you find it's biting. Startup options. Choose whether to start programs automatically on launch, or auto start, or auto resume. Frequency limits. This pen helps to use harmonic and subharmonic. You can do that by defining your desired bandwidth, upper and lower frequency limits in this pen. Here you enter the upper limit in Hertz. Spooky 2 will not create a frequency higher than this. And here you enter the lower limit in Hertz. Spooky 2 will create a frequency lower than this. This uses the harmonic menu. You can choose the harmonic system you wish to use for the transposition, and Spooky 2 will create the lowest harmonic inside the limits. Output shadowing pen. This multiple-purpose pen allows you to slave out 2 to out 1, specify different voltages for each output, swap waveform frequencies and amplitudes between outputs, and to slave this generator to another one. The out one here is used to slave this generator to another one. The out 2 here you can find that it is grayed out because we choose inverse and sync here. If we change it to full out 1, and you can enter factor here, you can use this to set the output of out 2. This sets the voltage of out 2. Swap waveform every second is used for contact mode to prevent acid burns on sensitive skin and for making colloidal silver. Swap frequency plus amplitude for out 1 and out 2. Take it when you run plasma programs that need a fixed carrier and low input frequencies. The waveform setup. This is where you come to configure your waveform for out 1 and out 2. The pen is divided into 6 vertical columns: 1, 2, waveform, X, spike, and spectrum. Waveform and spike are further subdivided into 2 columns each, and you can choose the waveform for out 1 by click this column. For example, I choose square wave for out 1 and choose waveform for out 2 by using this column. If, for example, I choose this one, or you can choose full out 1 or spike plus sync, inverse plus sync. They create the wave from out 2 based on the selection for out 1. After choose the waveform, you will see the results in the waveform display here. This is a waveform for out 1 and a waveform for out 2, and the waveform for the Spooky Boost output. Let's check the waveform here. This is sine wave, square wave, sawtooth, inverted sawtooth, triangles, side damped, square damped, sine H-bone, and square H-bone. And here are custom waveforms you can choose. And if you click this, the waveform will be inverted. The X column here, it is called wave cycle multiplier. This enables Spooky 2 to transcend the Spooky 2 XM generator hardware limit of 5 MHz, so it can transmit up to 25 MHz. The spike here You can select spike plus sync or inverse plus sync to use this. Length, this determines how long the spike will be applied for, and ratio, this determines the voltage of the spikes in relation to overall voltage of the underlying waveform. Plus spike and minus spike allow you to specify whether you want positive spikes only, negative spikes only, or both. Minus edge, here this control allows you to produce negative spikes on the trailing edge as well. Count here specify the number of spikes you want. A value of 0 will create the maximum number possible. Spectrum. This allows multiple frequencies to be produced at the same time, and we have video about how to create a spectrum sweep, how to use this. F2 control pin, it allows you to build a second frequency into a waveform. Its advantage is that you can use it to automatically add a high-frequency dynamic carrier to each frequency in your program. After all these settings, you can click Write Waveform CSV. It allows you to save any waveform you design to a CSV file and view as a graph for fine-tuning. Restore defaults, here if I click it, all the settings will be restored to the defaults. Audio options, if you tick, it will notify when 0 Hz. For more details about the Settings tab, you can check the user's guide. Okay, thanks for watching this video.